How's it going, my beautiful souls? Welcome back to Terriann Talks. I am Terriann Belle, and I want to thank you for joining Narc Talk, where we talk and discuss about narcissism, the spiritual meaning behind it, and what we can do to heal ourselves from it. So today's topic, I want to talk about specifically the scapegoat child and what the scapegoat child goes through. Now, the scapegoat child and what they endure is a very broad topic, and it's going to require for things to be narrowed down and just talk about certain topics as they are. Because if I could talk about I would be sitting up here for a long time talking about the scapegoat child. But I would like to just narrow it down to talk about just specific things that if you consider yourself or you believe to be the scapegoat child, what you have possibly gone through. So I'm recording this on Christmas Day, and this is the very first time that I am spending my Christmas, by myself. Woke up Christmas morning. It was just me in the house, and it's nothing wrong with that. And I know that there are some people out there that you probably have, if you haven't done it this year, or you've had your moments where you spent Christmas by yourself. And the reason for that is because you really just would rather be alone than to have other people in your presence disturbing your peace. Because that's what the narcissists do. They love to disturb your peace. You could be sitting here just enjoying your time, having a good moment, and then all of a sudden, here they come, trying to disturb you and make you feel bad, put you down in some kind of way. And it's like, well, what's the point? So the topic of this today is going to be about the scapegoat child on Christmas and how the scapegoat child is treated on Christmas. Because, I don't see too many people talking too much about this, but it's real. It's real. And the thing is our narcissistic parents love to say that they love all of their children equally, and that they do love their children. And they always throw that out there like, I love my children. But of course, no one ever denied that they love their children. And the fact that they have to constantly vocalize that and verbalize it, it means that they're compensating. Maybe they don't truly and deeply love their children that way. Maybe they look at their children as just property, extensions of themselves. Because when you truly love, you will do so much for them. But the way that these narcissistic parents can treat the scapegoat child, it looks as if they don't even love their child, because you can see them giving that love to other children. But when it comes to the scapegoat, it's like the scapegoat gets the short end of the stick, and it's not fair to them. And the scapegoat already feels like they are less favored by their family, by their parents, and then Christmas rolls around, and it's just the epitome, a prime example of how the favoritism occurs. When it comes to Christmas, you can see that the narcissistic parent or parents, they can give wonderful gifts and presents to, the golden child. They'll give them things like whatever the golden child asks for Christmas, the parent will give it to them. Oh, that's what you want? Okay, I got you. But then when the scapegoat child asks for what they want, they tend to not get it. They tend to not get what they want. It's as if the parent just basically gives the scapegoat child just whatever they feel they want to give them. It's like they don't put too much thought into the gift. They don't put too much effort into what it is that they're going to give to this child. They just give them whatever. Now, that there have definitely been times when listen, let me tell you, scapegoat child, you're not crazy for thinking that on Christmases you have sat there and witnessed and watched the fact that your parent, your father or your mother, has gone all out for your siblings. For everybody else, they've gone all out. They've given them great gifts, wonderful things. But then when it came to you, it's like you got scraps. It's like they gave you breadcrumbs. You know, if this was Santa Claus, their stockings would be filled with gifts. Yours would be filled with coal. That's kind of how it feels like, you know, where you sit back and you watch how they can put forth effort and energy into getting nice things for somebody, but they choose who they want to do it for. It's their choice. And it's wrong. It's very wrong for them to do that. And this is also what causes resentment for the narcissistic parents. You know, that the child will see that the scapegoat child will see exactly that their narcissistic parent can pull through for their other siblings, but then they're left wondering, well, why couldn't you pull through for me the same way you pulled through for them? And you keep saying, mom and dad, that you don't have a favorite, but you're clearly showing that you do. And let me tell you something. This is another way for narcissistic parents to live their narrative. Because the scapegoat child is deemed or looked at as the rebellious child, the bad kid, you know, the bad child. That's what they look at you as, you know, so they'll think, you know, so what narcissistic parents will do is, because you reflect back to them everything that they need to change about themselves, your narcissistic parents resent you. They resent you first. Baby, let me tell you, because you are the mirror. You are the one that reflects back to them every single thing that is wrong with them and that they need to fix. But instead of them actually looking in the mirror and self-reflecting, what they would rather do is just project their energy onto everybody else. Just true projection. So they resent you, scapegoat. Your parent resents you because they cannot stand being in your presence, because all you do is mirror back to them everything that they need to fix within themselves. But they are too prideful to actually fix it. So to make themselves feel better about how they treat you, they'll try to look at you as, oh, this is the problem child. This is the bad kid. This child is a monster. And that's why they don't deserve to get anything for Christmas. They don't deserve to get anything for their birthday. But you know what's crazy is that scapegoat child, you pull through for your parents. If they need help with something, you pull through for them. If they need help cleaning or they need errands run, if they need money, you pull through for them. You do. You pull through for them so often. So why can't they pull through for you? And listen, I also want to let you know that if you have in the past had experiences where your narcissistic parent did not give you anything for Christmas, or if they gave you something, it was something very small, and it wasn't as it's like you can clearly see that they didn't put as much energy or resources or money into your gifts like they did for your siblings. And you know, I got some people are feeling right now, okay, well, don't compare yourself because comparison is the thief of all joy. And it's like, no, you have to understand the deep underlying meaning of what's going on here. If it's Christmas, if it's a season of giving, if parents are spending their money on all of their children, they claim they love all of their children equally. Okay, so why can't you love all your children equally on this holiday when you're meant to express that love for your children? Why can't you do that? You see, their actions don't match their words. And it's like, well, if you did all of this for this child and you only gave it to that, what was the reason for that? What was the reason for you actually going to the dollar store to get this child's gift, but you went to Louis Vuitton to get this other child something? What's the difference? Like, what's the reason? What's the issue? because that is what is very cold and subtle mental manipulation. It's psychological abuse. They're making it, making it seem as if everyone is equal and everyone has an equal footing in this family, but clearly things are shown otherwise. And it's mental abuse. It's mental manipulation. And it has moments where the scapegoat child will, they'll do things for their parents, hoping that their parent will actually have a change of heart and, pull through for them this Christmas. Like, maybe if I help them out, then they'll do it. And then sometimes what can happen is you could do more than enough for your narcissistic parent and they still could not pull through for you. So what does that tell you? That will tell you that no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, these people will not be for you. And they have conditioned themselves to treat you this way, and they will continue to treat you this way. Whether you are in their house, whether you are in your own house, they will continue to treat you this way. And if that is their choice, let them live with their choice. Let them be at peace with their choice. You just have to take that pill, that hard pill, swallow it, and accept that I cannot control what my narcissistic parent does. I cannot control that they play favoritism when it comes to holidays. I cannot control who they give to and how much they give to. I cannot control that because you really cannot, scapegoat child. You can't. You can't control what they do. The only thing you have control over is your response to it. And let me tell you, see, this is why I say narcissists are demons. Now it's like as if these dark entities, these demons, these fallen angels are taking host in the body, in the vessel of your parent, just to mess with you, just to F with you. Because they know exactly how to get under your skin. They know exactly how to hurt you. Because the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. The devil wants to steal your joy. So the way that the devil wants to steal your joy on Christmas is by making you visibly see everybody else getting everything they want. Everybody else just smiles and all, smiling from ear to ear, cheek to cheek, happy, excited for what they get. And then when you look at your gift, it's like a disappointment. It's like you don't really feel like you're enjoying yours. And listen, I don't want to try to sound ungrateful, you know what I'm saying? Because I understand that there are people that do not get anything, and we are not owed anything. I understand it completely. But let's really just zero in and focus on the abuse that's going on here, guys. Let's focus on the abuse that's happening here, because this is abuse. Because what's happening here is that while this parent has gone out of their way and put forth the effort and energy to helping their other children, when they got to you, scapegoat, they just shrugged it off. Nah, I'm not going to get them anything. That's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. So, how do you resolve this problem? Is stop expecting things from them. Stop expecting. Because when you have your hopes up, you can be led to disappointment. Now listen, if you were hurt in the past and your family has done things to you and stuff like that, and you're thinking of past Christmases and how they have treated you and how things did not turn out the way you wanted to, and you're kind of still holding on to some of that kind of stuff. Listen, it's okay. It's okay. So don't beat yourself up if you're looking back at some of your past Christmases and you're upset because of how it has gone down. You have every right to feel the way that you feel. Every right to feel the way that you feel. Because when a child is sitting back and they are observing everybody else getting nice things, and then when they look at what they got and they look like they either get nothing or something very small, that child it's a natural reaction to wonder, well, why did they do this to me? How come I didn't get the same amount that they got? How come I didn't get nice things that they got? It's wrong. It's wrong. And then they treat you this way on Christmas. But then they expect you to pull through for them and to turn around and to be there for them. And let me tell you something. There's some great shifts happening currently in this year right now, 2021. Pay attention to how your family treats you on Christmas. Because if they are continuing to treat you the same exact way that they have treated you for years, baby girl, baby boy, it is time for you to get up out of that situation, because these people are not going to change, and they're halting your growth. They're hindering your growth, and they're doing so much to disturb your peace and your sanity, and your mental health is getting worse. You need to get up out of there. Find a plan. Pray to God. Pray to God. Pray without ceasing for God to deliver you from this. Because God sees exactly what's happening. But also, here's another thing. If your parent does not do anything for you, but they do something for your siblings, do not throw it back in their face. Because one, they know exactly what they are doing. And two, it's another way for them to just gaslight you and to deny your reality. It's another way for them to project their feelings onto you and try to say, well, it's another way for them to belittle you. It's like you're setting yourself up for an argument. You're setting yourself up for them to try to make you feel bad. So you already know how they are. They hate being told that they are wrong. They know what they're doing, but they just don't care. So do not throw it back in their face. You just simply take your mental note and move accordingly. Just move accordingly. And at that point in time, this is how you know it's time for you to emotionally detach from your family, from your parents. Because if they are continuously choosing to not pull through for you, they will continue to choose that. And you will stress yourself out even more by expecting something from them, by wanting something from them, by, having your hopes up that they will pull through for you, that they will do you good on a holiday, on Christmas. You will only disappoint yourself more when you expect them to pull through when they have shown you countless times that they will not. And you know what? It is a very unfortunate situation. But here's something we can all learn in this situation, is that, it does not matter if they do not pull through. If your earthly parents do not pull through for you. Because listen, your heavenly Father will pull through for you. Always. And this is also teaching you to rely more on your heavenly Father and not your earthly parents. That's another thing it's teaching you. So listen, do not continue to focus on them and focus on, are they going to pull through? Are they going to help you out? Because if they've shown you multiple times that they will not, and they have not, they will not. So you save yourself the heartbreak. You save yourself from the disappointment by releasing your expectation. Releasing your expectation. If they give, they give. If they don't, they don't. You still remain grounded in yourself and your emotions, and don't allow how they treat you to make that affect your self-esteem. Don't allow that to dampen your self-worth, because you are worthy. You are enough. You are love. And let me tell you something, scapegoat child, black sheep, you are the earth angel of your family. You are the divine source of your family. And You are a physical representation of God himself in these people's lives. And all you give to them is love. Because you are love. They give you so much hatred, so much negativity, so much abuse, and yet you still give them love because you are love. So you are worthy. You are enough. You are deserving of everything your heart desires. And stop allowing the things that they say to you, the things that they do to you, to make you feel that you are not. Because baby, you are so much better than what you think you are. Who cares if they keep telling you that you need help and you need stuff to work on and you're this and you're that? Who cares what they say? Their opinions are their opinions. Listen, you can win the Nobel Peace Prize and end world hunger, and people will still have an issue with you. So let folks have an issue with you. Because if people are committed to having an issue with you, tell them to keep their commitment, and you just stay committed to yourself. So when you are the physical representation of God's divinity in their lives, how they treat you is how they treat their relationship with God. Come on, who am I talking to? Come on, let me speak. Hold on. Because if you see that your narcissistic parents, if they don't have a strong relationship with God, if they don't have a good connection to source, and they may go to church, but they don't really live it out, how they treat God is how they treat you. Because God wakes them up every day. God gives them all of this love every single day, and they are so ungrateful. It's like they don't even thank the Lord for what they have. And then here you come along, you give them so much love, and they still reject you. They still dismiss you. They still mistreat you. They still are ungrateful. The same way that they treat God is how they're going to treat you. So that's how you know where they are spiritually. When you know that this is where they are spiritually, they don't have enough love in their heart. They have too much bitterness and hatred in their heart towards everything that happened in their past because they resented God for what happened to them. That's where you can see where they are spiritually. So you have completely surpassed their level. So if all you are giving them is love and they can't take that from you, there is nothing that you can do, baby. There is nothing that you can do. So until you get yourself out of that situation, until God delivers you from that situation, continue to be love to these people. Continue to be love. I know it's difficult. I know it's hard. I know it's the last thing you want to do, because why should I give this to these people when they have been treating me like crap my whole life? I understand, baby, how you feel. But how you handle them is going to be your ticket out of there. That's going to be your ticket. Where even if you have all of the reason to be upset with them, even if you have all of the reason to be angry with them, and you decide to release that energy, release the energy. I got to talk about this real quick. Whatever it is that your narcissistic family does to you, release it. Don't hold on to it. Don't let it penetrate your spirit. Do not let it sink, deep down into your spirit, in your soul, in your body. Don't let it fester in your mind, because it's going to drive you crazy. It's going to affect your mental health. It's going to stress you out, and stress is the silent killer. If you ever realize that you've been spending time with your narcissistic family and then you leave them and all of a sudden you just feel down, you just feel sad, you just feel hurt because how they have been treating you, how they have been speaking to you, it's because you are absorbing that energy. Do not absorb. You can observe their emotions and observe their energy, but do not absorb it. Bounce it off. Release it. You know, how can you do this? By every single day, before you even go to those places, before you even start interacting with your family, you have to pray to God and ask God to put on the full armor of God on you, to protect you, to put a aura around you, a protection aura around you. Ask God to have your his strongest angels surround you because they're with you always. But you got to just let them know, like, please give me extra protection. Because when you have that extra protection, that armor of God on you, no matter what they do, it'll bounce right back off. It'll bounce off. But if you don't have that armor of God on, it's going to sink into you. It's like, imagine going into a war zone and you have nothing on. You have no shield. You have no helmet. You have no gloves. You have nothing to protect your body. And then people are stabbing you and you're feeling those wounds because you have nothing to protect yourself. But imagine if you go out into a battlefield and you have a full metal suit on. No, not metal, iron, I'm sorry. You have this full iron suit on. A shield, you have a sword, you have a helmet. So that when people stab you, you don't even feel it. You may feel a little poke, but it's not going deep inside of you. It's not penetrating you. Because you have on that armor of God. You have to put on the armor of God every single day before you go interact with your narcissistic family, because it's spiritual warfare. You're going into a war zone with demons. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is, baby. And in order for you to handle it in the best way, in order for you to truly deal with it, the only thing that's going to stop that is God. The only thing that's going to combat against narcissism is God's spirit, God's love. Because you cannot kill hatred with hatred. Only love can do that. And listen, when you are giving your loving energy to these people that are horrible to you, that are abusive to you, first of all, God sees that. It doesn't matter how they treat you, because God's going to handle them anyway. How they treat people, that's going to be reflected back to them in some type of way. But when you do right, God sees it, and God's like, you know what? My child does not deserve to be around this, because they are so mean to my child, but my child is still loving to them. So my child is mature. My child is ready to be moved out of this situation. My child has learned the lesson. My child has learned that no matter what they do, no matter what people do to them, no matter what these narcissistic family members do to them, they remain in their divine energy. They remain grounded in who they are. They don't stop being who they are because someone else decides to get them out of character. No. See, when God sees that, God is proud of you, and God knows you're ready to be delivered from this situation. You're ready to be removed. You're ready. Show God that you're ready. Listen, my black sheep out there, if you are ready to get up out of your toxic home, your toxic family home, your ticket out is just being love to these people. You are love. You are kind. You are loving. You are peaceful. So when you're around them, be peaceful. When you're around them, be kind. When you're around them, be loving in any way you can. And if they start reacting in a way, if they start doing what because they're going to do what they do. You can't control that. You just show them how they treat you is not going to get you off of your character. It's not going to knock you off your crown. It's not going to knock you off your throne. You're going to stay in your divinity, because that is exactly how we battle against these narcissists. It's light versus dark, because they want to throw their darkness on us and they want us to be dark with them. So it's just darkness battling against each other. They want you to fight fire with fire. But when you fight fire with fire, you both just get burned. So the best thing for you to do is to just be love. And this is going to test your strength. It's really going to pull out a strong maturity in you. But yes, you do have it. You do have it. It's going to require a lot of patience. But this is why I say, seek first the kingdom and his righteousness, and all good things will be added on to you. When you pray before you go even into the battlefield with these people, or before you even step out of your bedroom, before you even go over to their house, I want you to pray. You have to pray. That's the only thing that's going to help you, baby. You got to pray. And when you pray and you're filled with God's presence, at that point in time, those angels are backing you up. So whatever it is that they say to you, you remain in your peaceful divinity and they will flee. You ever realize when you're calm and you're gentle and you're in that godly spirit, you tone down that demon, and that demon what, like, if you resist the devil, he will flee from you. When you don't engage, you're resisting the devil. Amen. Thank you, Lord. When you do not engage, you are resisting the devil. And when you resist the devil, get behind me, Satan, he will flee from you. So when you remain calm, cool, and collected and peaceful, that's when they want to end the conversation. That's when they want to get away from you. That's when they say, I'm done talking to you. I'm done. I'm not going to have this conversation. That's when they're done, because they realize they lost control. So what they want to do is they want to control the situation one last time by ending it. And it's like, good, thank you, because I don't want to argue with you anyway. But if you ever notice that when you start going back and forth with them, things escalate. But when you can diffuse the situation by being loving towards them. So, as I wrap up here, to those of you right now that are living in narcissistic families and you are contemplating on if you want to spend time with your family this Christmas or whatever it is that you want to do, I just highly recommend praying before you go into those environments. And as soon as you start to feel disrespected, as soon as you start to feel negative energy, get yourself up out of there and leave. You do not have to stay in environments where people are mistreating you. Set better boundaries for yourself. The same way that a parent will remove their child if there is chaos around, you do that for yourself. Remove yourself because there's chaos around. And if you're spending Christmas alone by yourself and use this day to start your own traditions. Use this day to do what you want to do, not what you feel obligated to do. Eat what you want, drink what you want, watch what you want, do what you want. I also recommend not isolating yourself for the whole day. Go out at some point of the day. Go out and go be around people. And if you don't want to go be around your family, if you have friends that you can go around, or if you have other loved ones that you have that you can go around, go spend time with them. Go spend time with them. Or if you have none of that at all, and listen, I'm not sure where you guys are in your life, where your finances are, or if you have the resources and abilities to go anywhere, because I understand it's easier said than done. But my big advice to you today is to love yourself today. Like, do not allow the past and the negativity to weigh you down. You focus today on loving yourself in the best possible way. Focus today on being love and being in a high vibration by making yourself happy, allowing yourself to have fun. Give yourself joy today. And if you decide to stay in your home the entire day, just make sure that you are staying in a high vibration. If you can see yourself starting to slump down into depression and everything, get up and start doing something. Get up and maybe start jumping around. I'm telling you, physical motion helps you. If you got to start jog in place, jump up and down, spin around, whatever you have to do, just do something silly for a few seconds, and then release it. Listen, something great and big is coming for us. And the way that we can attract this into our lives is by staying in a high vibration. That's how we attract everything we want, is staying in that high vibration. Do not allow what's going on externally to get you in such a low vibrational state that you block your blessings. No, baby, you have suffered long enough. You've been through enough. You've been through enough pain. You've been through enough abuse. You've been through enough suffering. It's time for you to have your blessings. It's time for you to have your freedom. It's time for you to have your abundance. It's time for you to have your peace. It's time for you to have your joy. So you start being that for yourself, and it'll all come to you. Even the small things can give you joy. Watching your favorite childhood movie can give you joy. Whatever it is that you need, do that. Love yourself today. Stay safe today. And surround yourself with loving energy. Even if you have to just do it by yourself. Pray today when the spiritual warfare gets bad. Pray. But it's going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. And I know if you're watching this and it's after Christmas, you know what I'm saying? Listen, and this can go for any day or any holiday or just any day. Stay in a high vibration. Stay in a high vibration, and that's exactly how you attract everything you want to you. All right. Thank you so much, my beautiful souls. I love you all, and have a good day.